Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts, Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Hey folks, this is episode number 215. I had to look on my thing because I'm too done to remember, but I got the 200 part right. So anyway, this week we're talking with our friends Dave Bush and Chuck Gee from the band 8Ball.
He said Bush.
You
said Gee.
Well, it's funny because, you know,
Great
when
guys.
Chuck and I first became friends, I called him Chuck G for a long time before he finally said it's pronounced Gee.
Oh, is it? I thought it was
I'd have
G.
called him Gee too. I'd have
I
been
thought it
on
was
the
No,
same
it
G,
is
yeah.
Gee. It is Gee. I was calling him G.
I would have
Oh.
called him G. Yeah. So
Yeah. But
You can call me
it's
G.
Chuck Gee. You
Mr.
can call
G.
me Ray. Mr. G.
Yeah. Mr. G.
They call me Mr. G.
all right.
Anyway,
They're good guys.
before we get to that, our usual skullduggery and stupidity.
No news whatsoever.
news. Well,
Nothing's
that's-
going on.
Oh,
Well, Foreigner
I got
canceled there
I
is
got
news.
news.
A little bit of news here and there.
What
I
you
got news.
What?
I got news. Shut
What
the
is
fuck
it?
up. My
What is
Doobie Brothers concert got postponed until September 11th, 2021. I got to
Oh my
go
God,
down.
are you kidding me?
So I get to see the Doobies with Mr.
Good.
McDonald.
Oh, good.
Next
I
year.
know everything
Next
that
year,
was
yes.
at everything. All the concerts that were at Lincoln Amphitheater have been delayed a year. Also, Brian May did have a heart attack, though. I did see that this
I
week.
saw that. He
Yeah,
also shredded his butt cheeks in a gardening.
Yeah, that's
Bizarre
probably what gave him a heart
gardening
He's had a
attack.
accident.
bad couple of weeks.
I know. Those bizarre gardening accidents will cause all kinds of trouble. But yeah, well, good. Like I said, but he's on the mend,
I
so.
don't really. I kind of want to know, but I don't want to know what
Yeah.
garden tool he was using.
Fell
and
on a
how he
carrot.
was
I
using
don't know.
that garden tool to chew
I think
up
he
his
shredded
butt.
his hamstring, right? So it might have been
it
might have been a lifting thing or something.
I don't know.
Who knows? All right, but that's about the only thing. Other than that, nobody's playing. Nobody's doing anything. It's just-
More news. Journey.
Oh yeah,
Y'all remember in the '80s when Randy Jackson,
Yeah.
Yo
dogs
Dog,
Yeah.
back in.
he's back in. Yeah,
The dog is back in.
they got a new
Yeah.
drummer, but I don't know who it was. I saw that today.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, I did.
But what's
That's kinda
funny
cool.
what's funny is I saw Mitch LaFon had posted on Facebook that Randy Jackson, that Neil Sean had announced that Randy was back in the band.
Right.
And somebody in the comments questioned that and said that it was bullshit. So I went and I got on Neil's Twitter and I looked
Yeah,
for the actual tweet. And I'm like, here's the link, motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it from Journey's tweet. Journey sent
Yeah,
it to me.
actually,
I saw it from-
Neil Sean put it out, and it's been out for a few days actually. Though it came
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
They did a thing. They did like one of those COVID. They did "Don't Stop Believing."
Yeah.
Different places, and actually
Yeah.
had dog and the
Well,
new
Well, speaking of those Zoom concerts and stuff like that,
Right.
Bill Elam and I can tell you from experience, those people are not playing live.
no.
They are
They
pre-recorded that
recorded
stuff
it,
and-
right.
Yeah, and
Made videos.
yeah. So
Neil Sean, or not Neil Sean, darn it. Kevin Cronin, when he had Tommy Shaw on, they were trying to sing a song together. And there was like a 4-second delay, and he goes, "This isn't going to work." This is
but,
terrible.
give those guys props for
Oh
trying.
yeah. Oh, they did tried it. Yeah.
I tried to watch one last night and
If they're in the same room, they can do it. It's just a matter
yeah,
of-
but they couldn't get linked up.
Oh.
So it was a country thing, and it was a guy named Mark Wills from back in the 90s, early 2000s or whatever, and he was having Steve Warner on, who's somebody I really like, great guitar player, and
I remember him.
actually learned from Chet Atkins. So,
Cool.
pretty good guitar player.
I'd say.
And he had another guy on. So Mark had the other guy on, and that worked fine. But when he went to get Steve Warner on, you could see Steve. He talked. There was no audio, and then there was audio. We cut it in and out, and so they said, "Oh, shut your system down and bring it back up." So he shut his system down and has it. It didn't come back up.
At least they tried.
At least he tried. So I watched a couple things. I haven't watched a lot. I watched a little bit of our Talisman buddies.
I didn't. I watched that.
I watched a little bit of that. I didn't get to watch a lot of it. I watched a little bit of it because I was gone. I thought I'd be home in time, but I didn't get to see it. And then I watched the Aaron Lee again. I watched him again on Sunday night. I think that was when I watched it. He's the bass player for Y&T. I thought he did a good job. You know, it is what it is. But I think, you know, at least he's putting it out there and trying. So I enjoyed it. So
Entertainment's entertainment right now.
Yeah, and right now, you know, I'll take about anything. So
well, you know, and all of those guys, you know, they tour. That's how they make their money.
Yeah, and they all have a thing up there to
the tip jar.
PayPal or
I get it.
Venmo or something like that. You know,
totally they will get it. Yeah,
throw them some cash. So
exactly.
We should do that. Maybe we should throw up a Venmo thing or PayPal and see if anybody.
Well, the thing is people,
for Lisbon.
The people will want refunds.
Yeah, no shit. I thought you were gonna do something.
Might want refunds. That would be bad.
Nothing from nothing.
They just want us to pay them to watch. Maybe that's how some people got their viewers up so much on Facebook. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
That reminds me. I saw a meme the other day. See a little boy at his school, and he's sitting at his desk crying, and the caption says, "When it's career day, and your mom brings in a webcam and a laptop."
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Best one I seen this week was showed a picture of this bed, and it had like 6 foot and another 6 foot and like 4 steps, and so this is a picture of your mom. It's like that's funny.
So we should probably get serious here. I think you guys probably have some new albums.
Yes.
Actually, I have some used albums, but yes, they're new to me.
Well, I have one new one. I have one new one.
Well, then Dennis, you go first.
Well, I mean, go ahead, Bill.
All right. So, funny story. I ordered 2 records, and then I ordered 3 records, but I ordered one of the first ones I ordered twice. Brilliant.
Good for you.
But actually, it turns out that it was pretty cool. So we'll get there. So I have been kind of just eyeballing stuff and working. I bought these off of. No, I bought one of them off an auction. I bought the other 3 off of a. Somebody just had a list on the Sell. I do the Sell, whatever it's called, Sell Vinyl, whatever
page.
Yeah. So one of those, and I found it. Anyway, so off the Sell page, I bought $1 Billion Babies.
Good. I got 2 copies.
The cover's a little beat up. The vinyl's in great shape.
How is did it have the inserts?
It does not have the dollar.
Okay. Or the cards that are like when you open it up.
It has, the only thing it has in it is just the.
Okay.
This,
I got one of
everything
those.
else was used for whatever purposes.
Got everything in it.
No, it won't go back in there. Maybe there is something else in here. I just missed it. Nope. Just the way it works. And I also got Alice Cooper Goes to Hell.
I got that too. It's good one.
So getting that, kind of trying to get that a little bit taken care of. And the other thing I ordered from them was Rat, Dancing Undercover, which this is the second one I got, because the first one I ordered from the other thing. I ordered off the auction. However, as I'm putting this in Discogs, I noticed that the wax, the numbers inside the wax are different. And I'm like, well, what's going on? Well, this one, the other one I have is a promo copy.
Right.
Well, they're very different. Like the labels are different. The pressings are different. They don't sound different.
Right.
This one's got the promo copy thing, and it's got the hype sticker, which is cool, but it's on the record. I mean, it's on the cover. It's not on the vinyl. There's no
on the plastic.
Yeah, not on the plastic. So I offered one of these to Dennis, but I think I'm going to keep them both because they're different and they're really pretty cool. And they both are in phenomenal shape. Do I?
I say he's an Indian giver, but that's okay.
An Indian giver.
That's okay.
But they're both in really good shape, so that's really good.
I'm not easily asleep.
That's really one I got twice, so I don't know if you want to count that or not.
Sure.
And then the thing I got the best of that I'm happiest with is finally
there you go.
A VG++ copy, if not NM copy of Ted Nugent.
First record.
And it is the cover is in great shape, and the vinyl is ridiculous.
Cool.
So I'm very happy about that.
Album?
Yes.
This is 1975, so I think there was one before this, but this is the self-titled record.
I thought that was the first one.
Is it the first one? It might be the first one.
What's it got on it?
It's got Stranglehold.
Oh, cool.
I think that.
But I thought there was one before that I saw, but I could be wrong.
Well,
Anyway.
it'd be the Amboy Dukes. I mean, he's That's probably
so maybe
the
that
one
was
you're
what I was
thinking
looking
of.
at.
Yeah, that's.
Anyway, this has got, actually, you know why I bought this? One of the reasons I bought this, to be honest with you, is it has "Hey Baby" on there from
Right.
Derek St. Holmes.
Of course.
Which, by the way, that song is the only one that Ted Nugent did not write on this whole record.
Yeah, that is the first album of the Ted series.
Okay. Anyway,
Ted Nugent, Free for All, and Cat Scratch Fever.
Yeah, it's in phenomenal shape, and I can't wait. I haven't played it yet, but I can't wait to play it.
I've got that. It's really good.
So those are what I got. I'm happy with that.
Awesome. Yeah, I did. I got a fucking stack. I got so real quick. I'm gonna run through these. I got since we had our friends Kansas on here the other day, I'm rounding out some of my collection. I got Monolith, which is a good one. It's got Children of the People of the South Wind. It's a great song. The whole album's really good. I got Vinyl Confessions, which Play the Game Tonight. That's a real good song, and like that. I got my friend Brian. He had bought me that from one of the auctions as Kingdom Come's first album. So I haven't got to listen to this yet, but I'm wanting to listen to it.
It sounds a little like Led Zeppelin.
I was just getting ready to say, is the whole album sound like Led Zeppelin or just that one song?
And this, I didn't put these in order from what I bought, but got Pat Benatar, got Seven the Hard Way. Only really good song here is Invincible from the Legend of Billie Jean. But it's just rounding out my collection. I've only got a couple more to go, and I'll have all of her albums. But I got that for $4. Can't beat
cool.
That. Actually, no, I take that back. Yeah, it was $4. Got one that I've had in my hands a million times and finally picked it up, and I'm so glad I did because it is fucking awesome. And it's Edgar Winter Groups. They only come out at night.
I've seen about a million of those.
And it's great. And it's this VG Plus or even better, and it's the '73 original Terre Haute press. $8.
Does that have Frankenstein on it?
Frankenstein and Free Ride. I mean, it's just really, really, really good.
So that's pretty much Edgar Winter's greatest hits.
Yeah, that's it.
And I mean, you got to remember, you had Ronnie Montrose in here. You had Rick Derringer. He was the one.
Dan Hartman's on there, isn't he?
Yeah, Dan Hartman.
Free Ride.
And then Chuck Ruff. But also, like I said, that was produced by Rick Derringer, and then Rick Derringer also played guitar on Free Ride. So that's kind of cool. One I've been really wanting for a long time and finally picked up a really nice copy of it. The cover's kind of jacked up on the edge, but the record's just perfect. And that's the Cold Electric. This I don't know if you like the Cold or not, but
I'm not a big Cult fan. I mean, I see that all the time.
This album it's usually expensive. I paid $18 for that. I mean, it's expensive.
In the infamous words of Dennis, this album rocks balls.
It does. It rocks balls. It's really good. Got a Crocus Hardware. I like
Headhunter. I want that.
It's got the little ripped off of KC 103, so I guess this was a
promo
album. So
that right there. The KC 103 is collectible in itself, man.
Probably, but I don't really actually know any of these songs on here. So this was later. Crocus. This was in 1981. So anyway, so I got that one. I picked this up 15 times and I finally bought it. Alice Cooper's Flush the Fashion Clones. I've been not my favorite album, but I just had to break down and buy it.
Flush the Fashion, Zipper, Kitchen Skin,
right.
And I can't remember the name of the other one. Dada,
yeah.
Those three albums, even though those are what he calls his lost era or
right.
whatever it is.
Look at his picture. I mean, he's just like skin and bones. I mean,
right.
That's his.
But I love all three of those albums.
Right. I got here you go. B-52 Party Mix. This is kind of a. It is cool, man. It's got Party Out of Bounds.
Alice Cooper and B-52s.
I love the B-52s. And it's kind of an extended dance record, So I got it for $8. It's a kind of a Party Mix Mini is what it's called.
Is there a shorter version of Love Shack? Because that'd be the best one.
No, there's not. Now this is a new copy of Rush Power Windows. I got that. That's on the 200 gram. They go big, but that's got some decent.
200 gram. How thick is that?
It's 200 grams. It's thick.
It's like that thick, man.
It's real heavy. And
that's what she said.
And for the greatest thing ever, I've been looking for this set of albums for a long time. And like you, I went on and found one of those sites that had just people were selling stuff. And
It's the David Cassidy, Leif Garrett, Donnie
Sean
Austin.
Cassidy.
Oh, I said David Cassidy. I meant Sean Cassidy.
Frank Zappa, Joe's Garage, Acts 1, 2, and 3.
You know,
wow.
it is
3
funny.
albums.
It is funny because I have seen that Joe's Garage album pop up on Facebook like 5 times in the last 3 days. It's like, what the hell?
It's hard to find. I mean, and it's I paid $30 for the 3 albums, which that's pretty.
Oh, that's a good
decent.
deal.
I mean, it is not a bad deal. I've got it on I've got it on CD, but I mean, the first record's worth just by itself is worth it. You know, you've got Joe's Garage, Catholic Girls, Cruise Slut, Wet T-Shirt Night. You know, there's some great songs on this thing, and it's a story.
Very
it's
high moral.
It's a very it's kind of a story to it. But I've been wanting this for a long time. Rod and I love that album. We'll sit around, turn it on, just laugh our balls.
It's almost morally high as Steel Panther.
Yeah. You know, Frank Zappa is one I've tried to get into.
I can't get into him.
Cannot. I have tried.
That's the only album that I can. I mean, you got like
it's
a
just 15-minute
weird, xylophone kind of. You got to be in the mood for it.
That's right.
But anyway, that's what I got this week. So
cool.
I kind of caught up for the weeks that because Ashley and them finally opened their store. I was able to go over there and
cool.
Actually saw Brian Harris there. He was there shopping, and kind of nice to actually go in and see people, and you know, it was kind of nice for a change.
Did you wear your mask?
You know, I had it on me, and I went in there, and nobody else was, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a chance. You know, I've ate dirt when I was a kid. I'm good. So anyway, so yeah, that's all I got. Anyway.
All right. Well, let's stop beating around the bush and let's talk to the bush.
I feel overdressed. I got a collar on my damn shirt. Oh, Dave's got a collar on.
Collar.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, bro.
I'm with you.
All right. Now that we've talked about being overdressed,
nobody's wearing masks.
That's because we're all quarantined in our homes.
Dennis wearing a mask.
Or our homes.
Yeah, an ugly mask. An ugly mask.
All right. Anyway, we've got Dave Bush and Chuck Gee from the band 8Ball. How are you fellas doing?
Doing great. Al, how about you?
Well, I finally went back to work about 2.5 weeks ago, I guess, and I'm still only going back to work part-time, but I'm still getting paid full-time, so I can't complain.
Oh,
I got to get that job.
Good.
I got to get that job.
No kidding.
When did you go back to work, Dennis?
I went back.
Nobody
Friday.
cares.
I went back Friday, and I'm hating every fucking minute of it.
Friday? I thought you went back today.
No, I went back on Friday actually.
Oh, I thought you went back
Friday
today too.
Well, I went in today, but yeah, I'm not liking it. It really 7 weeks off was nice. I was really used to my naps and everything else. I'm just not feeling it yet.
So this isn't your day job?
No. I'd be living in a cardboard box without internet if I did.
You're living in a van down by the river.
Exactly.
Exactly. Been there and done that years ago. Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was at the time.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's start this out. You guys talk a little bit about your band, how long you've been around, all of that good stuff.
Go ahead, Dave.
All right, Chuck. We were formed, 4 years ago? Is it 4 or 5? Time flies. It's about 4 years ago when I was in a band prior to this, several bands prior to this, but last one I was in, we had some issues. We were together about 3 years, and we had some issues about the direction we were going. So I left that band and decided to try to find the right pieces for a band that I liked, and that a group of people that could get together and not fuss and fight and have attitudes. And luckily, believe it or not, Val Batts was the first one I found. I don't know if you know Val or not, but got with Val.
Now, wait a minute. You got Val, but you said no attitude. I'm kidding. I've known Val for, good Lord. How long have I known you, Chuck?
15 years probably.
Just don't take Val serious. That's it. He means well, and he's a good fit for us. We got some different personalities here, but it all works out. And Like I say, started out with Val. Val brought in Chuck, and then Greg come along. We had a different drummer for a while, and then T came in it's getting close to a year ago, I guess, isn't it, Chuck? T came in, he's been great. He's a young kid, but my gosh, he fits so well. We would have never thought, you know, when he wanted to audition for this band, we thought he's 20 years old, you know. We were surprised he liked the music that we play. So he plays well and he loves it. So it's been great.
Now, wasn't his first show at Rockin' Pod last year?
With us, it sure was.
Yeah.
And he had only been with us just weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, remember we auditioned him, and we gave him a couple of songs. He showed up and know both albums on his audition.
Wow. Oh, cool.
Yeah, great kid, typical kid. He had his little iPad there, and he comes in, you know, which song? Clicked around, and next thing you know, oh yeah, I know that. Played it. He played both albums the first practice. I mean, he's just an incredible drummer. We're very proud to have him on our team now.
Cool.
So speaking of your albums, when did you release your first and your second album, and what other titles?
Chuck, you want to answer that?
Well, the first album, what they call the debut album, came out in 2017.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
And it was just titled EightBall. Got a lot of great songs on it, staples on our sets. Then we went in 2018 and recorded the second album called Back to Rock and Roll. That was with our former drummer. But after that, we went in last year around November, wasn't it, Dave? And we started recording the third album.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot more effort and time was put into the last album. We spent a lot of days in the studio, a lot of mix down time. So this one, you know, of course you hope that each album you do a little better, hope the writing is better, and also the sound quality is better. So we hope we've done that in this album. We'll fix, you know, we hope to have it out. We should have released in 2 weeks. I would say it's in press right now. So
okay, now when you say 2 weeks, give an approximate date because our episodes are a week behind.
I'm sorry. Let's see. Let me look at my calendar here. We're at the 18th. Probably right after around June 1st, somewhere along there. June 2nd, the week of June the 1st, you should see it should be on, we should have it on Spotify, and we can buy it electronically or off our website.
All right. I'm going to give the audience, or I'm going to give those that watch our show on YouTube a sneak peek of the album cover real quick.
All right.
Y'all see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And if you see up there at the top, 8ballrocks.com is their website. The name of the album is Love Struck.
It's a cool cover.
It is. So is that basically how you do your distribution as far as just basically, you know, you can either buy it digital or through your website, or and I guess you sell them when you have your gigs and stuff, you'll have them, I guess, for sale, merch table or something to go.
Yes, they're available at the gigs. Of course, they're available on our website along with other merchandise. We've got T-shirts and several other things there. You know, you can go there and check all that out. And then, of course, we've made a deal with, you know, City Baby and whatnot. It'll be available on Spotify and some of the other electronic venues. So it shouldn't be that difficult to find if, you know, however you want to purchase it.
You'll be getting it on a vinyl too, or are we going to be pressing any vinyl? Or
not at this point. If we have a demand for it, you know, we're situated where we would do that if we saw a demand. But right now, we're not. Gosh, it seems like everything's, you know, pretty much if you can't download it on your phone, it's, you know, most of the people we deal with.
Right.
But we would consider that if we had enough demand.
That's cool.
Yeah, vinyl would be cool. There's got to be a supply and demand. So yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know really right now. I don't know with that one record plant going down. I don't know what the situation is, how hard it is to get stuff pressed right now. You know, I don't know.
They're big. I saw the K-Tail vinyls that you was.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. That's good.
Exactly.
All love on that.
But we use disc makers as far as the CDs, and they've really done well. There's been a little lag time with all this Corona and stuff. We've had some trouble with the mix down and things like that. But disc makers have been really good about getting this product, the final mastering and the artwork down. So they're good to work with.
So how long was it from, say, the beginning of, okay, hey, we're gonna, you decide you're gonna write or you're gonna make this album? How long did it take you as far as very beginning to end? I mean,
Chuck, you want to hit that? You want me to?
That's it. Either or, I don't mind. Go ahead.
This band is I have to say this: the prior band I was in, we were together. I said it's 2 or 3 years, maybe 3 years, and we were lucky to scrape together an 8-song CD. And this band, from day one, they, of course, T wasn't with us, but they are writing machines. We get together and we can just, and you may say, well, listen to the CD. Well, I think we got some decent songs, good songs, and we work well together. And we've basically put out an album about every year since we were together. This is our 3rd album. We've been together about 4 years, so almost an album a year. So we write every practice. We go in and we rehearse the songs, and then we'll take some time. Who's got an idea? And we've actually probably got, I say, half of another album done started. So
right. And we go like the recording that we did. That's our. We give it our best, 110% on everything we do. We try not. There's no fillers. We try to. I get it. It's not no. Mega star album, but we pull our heart and soul in everything we do. We go over it and we go over it and try not to let anything get by us. We want to do the best so we can what we're doing.
So do you guys use an outside producer or somebody, or do you just do it all yourselves?
If you notice, all 3 albums have been done at Sound Emporium. I don't know if you're familiar with that. That's a studio in Nashville that's been around forever. It's had a lot of hits come out of there. We use their engineers. The last one, Joe, and can you say his last name?
Nope.
Trevor Vanzer, I don't know, but they have great engineers there. And this last album, Joe was relatively first time we'd worked with him, and he was just so into the music. And I would say he did along with us, he helped produce this record here, and he was a big support in what we did. He pushed us on this and made us try to reach like I say, a very higher quality recording this time. So hats off to Sound Emporium and especially Joe there. And Mike too, the head engineer. He's a really good, he helped do the bass, the bass instruments and starting off, and then Joe finished out. But they were really good people to work with. If anybody's looking for a studio, we really love working there. And of course, this maker does the final EQ on it as far as the final mix down production of it. So that's.
But it was the same studio you used for all 3 of them.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What was it? Is it a? I guess it's all digital system. You said it was an older one. I don't know if they were still using some analog or any tape or anything, or just was it all digital? I know everybody's went Pro Tools now and all that.
These kids now, that's what they all know what to use. Actually, they had a tape machine there, and I've actually got some tape from the old days, the big thick tape, and we threatened to try some of that, but we didn't. It would be interesting to see how it sounds now versus then. May surprise you.
Yeah, the studio's pretty killer. Kenny Rogers recorded it, Johnny Cash. Just other legends. The Pop Evil, they were the album before this, so we did Pop Evil went in after us. They did their there too. It's a pretty cool place. You know, I call it hallowed ground.
Yeah.
So
is it put on? Do you guys have your own label then that you're putting it out on? Is that what you're doing, or do you have a?
Yes.
Are you okay? All right.
Yep, it's all self, I guess, produced, promoted, and all on us. Yeah.
I think that's how it's done these days, isn't it? I mean, there aren't very
Yes.
many, you know,
That's the
unless
way it
you're,
is. I mean,
you know, especially the music you guys are doing. There isn't a lot of that new stuff running around there that you can just go pick up somewhere. You have to, it's all about legwork that you're willing to sit down and do, like talk to us and that kind of stuff, because it's not out there on the radio. We've had that discussion about every other time we're on here, but it's true. It's hard to get stuff out there.
It is. It seems the market's, I guess, controlled by certain, I guess, companies or I guess recording labels, whatever. And it's just, you know, nobody's interested really in us. So we said, well, we'll just do it ourselves. And it seems to be, like you said, thing right now everybody's doing is you can self-promote. Social media, there's an open door there. You know, just got to jump through it.
it's kind of like I said, same thing we've talked about a million times. It's, you know, the record companies used to coddle these new bands, you know, and help get you going. Now they wait till you get going. And then they want you. They don't want to talk to you.
They swoop in and take over.
Exactly. So it's sad that people have to do it that way. But I think too, you know, that when a band's starting out, that gives them the room to go that way that they want to. You know, instead of having a record company tell you this is what you're going to play. This is the look you need. Well, no, I already got that.
Rick can't no longer say, you know, you're no longer 20. You're not relevant. You're too old because you're not 21 and nippable. You know, there's a market for anybody that's well over 20, 25, 30, 40. Doesn't matter. And you know, you out there, you beat the bushes with. And there's somebody that will. It is what it is.
So what kind of effects has the pandemic had on your band?
Oh gosh, it's, you know, we had bookings for the summer and it's all, everything's shut down now. So we're kind of glad to see some things starting to open up so we can try to rebook again. But, you know, it's really, you know, I don't know how quick this will come back. So we're hoping to get some bookings. You know, we're working on that right now. So, you know, I don't know. I think everybody's kind of at a loss right now is when, you know, live music will actually be able to, you know, to be played again. It's, and how venues are going to be able to do it, you know, with this distancing and all this. We just have to see.
Yeah, this has stopped every band, you know, from Kiss on down to local bar band. This has frozen everybody, you know, from 100 miles an hour to 0. Have to wait it out.
So if this wouldn't have happened, about how many shows you guys do a year like that? What's your, you know, on average?
Chuck, you want to cover that?
Looking at this year, our plans for this year was to potentially take this band to Europe, and we were looking at that and some dates, and you know, played some dates in Ohio last year, and we did the Rockin' Podcast. But like I said, we're starting to put feelers out now and asking around and checking the you know, with some clubs to see when they think they're going to open back up, and if we can get into those, you know, like everybody else, is start the wheels turning again.
That's cool.
Well, that was kind of leading into, I was going to follow up that question with your bookings that you were talking about. Are those going to be, are you going to try to do more of a tour or regional stuff? Or, you know, obviously you just said that you're trying to get to Europe.
Right.
Well, we have talked with some agencies over there that were willing to do it. It's just, you know, the problem now is we had looked at trying to do something in the summer, but with what's happened, you know, that's pretty much come to a halt. We'd also was supposed to book a gig at Whiskey in California, but, you know, that put a stop on that. So we're just kind of, we're open for whatever, you know. Of course we still have day jobs, but we're all at the point where we can go wherever. We hope regional, we'll play as much as we can regionally. And, if we get the opportunity to go to California, wherever, we're ready to go. It's just, sometimes right now we're not for sure what's going to happen. We're just keeping our fillers out there and try to book what we can.
Well, I will interject. I would love to play the whiskey.
Yeah.
And a list of people that would love to play this.
And sign me up.
So talk about the record. What are some of your favorite tracks on there? Are you guys are you going to release a single, or have you released a single?
Go ahead, Chip.
So we're working on, we got some ideas for a couple of videos that we're looking at shooting. And we do have an idea for the single coming out, but like I said, we're waiting on the CD to get done, and then we'll start pushing. We know we shot a video for the last CD, and it did really well. And our game plan is, videos are the way to go. It seems like, as far as keeping your name out there in circulation. So yeah, we are. We got a couple of the songs off the album. We want to put some videos to, for sure.
We're trying to sort through this. What happened is our intentions were to have had a video ready. We had planned on releasing Party USA. That's a track on there that we had made plans on. One of our gigs. It's a party song, and it requires people, and doing that with social distancing would be a problem. So we put an edge on that, axe on that. So we plan on doing that once we get the opportunity. But now we're just looking at, it's really difficult to even do a video right now with the way things are. People, it's hard to get, you'd have to do it in such a limited capacity. So we're working on that. We're just, we figure to have a video out of some sort here in the next, I'd say 3 weeks or so is the plan.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, it's like you said, right now it's just a shutdown of everything. So you're kind of at the hands of somebody else, and
Exactly.
whatever you can get done, So hopefully this won't last because like I said, this summer was going to be a great summer of music and fun. And I tell you what, everything that so far has been, I know they're still canceling things, as they go along a few months in advance, but I just don't see the summer happening at all. I just don't. I've got some tickets for some shows that haven't been canceled yet in July. I'm hoping they'll open, but I don't think they will. I really don't. I think that they won't be let that many people get together that quick, so who knows?
Yeah, and that's our concern is, the bars are trying to reopen too, but how can, they're going to have limited, if they do it. I think they're supposed to. From my understanding, they're supposed to still follow the distancing rules, but I don't see how you can do it at a bar. But hopefully they can, and hopefully they can, they'll want to bring bands in again. I'd say you'll be doing it for probably a third of the price.
It's funny you say that. Somebody made I got a message from somebody yesterday or today or something about how much would you pay for a Live Nation, a live,
pay for a beer at a concert.
No.
That one? Oh.
No. How much did you pay for a live stream video, stream concert to watch one exclusively or whatever? I was like, $150? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I would not put that number.
Yeah, I think there's value in it.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple of live stream things, and most of the time when I've seen them, they've got some kind of if you want to donate, or you want to pay some money, here's our PayPal thing. Go shoot us the PayPal money.
For a national act, I would not even for a local act, I wouldn't put that number at zero. But
no, I don't think it'll be zero.
I'm not paying $100 to watch a band live stream because one, they're not hauling their road crew around. They're not hauling their light crew around. They're not renting an arena to do this. So we're talking maybe I might pay $20 to see a national act.
Plus, all the live streams are not
Yeah.
that good sometimes, too. The quality is
Well,
not good.
Well, I think
It
that
is-
if you're talking national acts, you're
Yeah,
talking,
it would be good.
they're going to have somebody that knows how to mix their sound, and they're going to
Right.
have somebody that knows how to mix that sound into a
True.
camera,
True.
So
But my
that's
my
the
problem
difference
is
that's the difference between a national act and your local musician friend doing acoustic gig
Right.
in his living room.
But the whole point is too, though, if I'm going to see a national act, 3/4 of the whole show and the excitement of doing it is being there with a bunch of my buddies and being in the crowd. I never watch it, but I just watched for a minute to see what it was like. I watched on Fox, they're doing that NASCAR race, and you see these cars go around there. There's nobody there's no fans, no spectators. It's like you're watching practice. And I'm like going, it just takes all the energy out of everything like that. So, yeah, I would like to see a live stream of a band, but it's just not going to be the same. I want to pay for that $15 beer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The real question here is, how much would you pay me and Chuck not to do our acoustic set?
Now there you go. But no, I think that there's a market for that, but it's not going to be the thing. I've watched enough of these live streams they've been doing, like I said, with Kevin Cronin, and I like seeing those things, those little acoustic things they've been doing. That's cool, but I don't want to watch a whole band for 2 hours. I'll go buy their video, their DVD, from their last big concert or something.
So you pay $20 for that.
There's
But
something
not
about,
$20
go ahead.
to watch the live stream.
Well,
There's something about being packed into an arena, like sardines, and that magic, that moment, and that, that's what music is about. It's that camaraderie that's, you're the person beside you may not know, but they know the lyrics to the same songs you do. I mean, all that. I mean, that's all part of the magic of it.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts about it. I mean, I've watched streaming videos, and they're good, but it's just missing that element that distance can't provide. I like.
Yeah,
All right.
interesting. It definitely you can see some of those guys that are doing live streaming. That I watched one the other day. I was extremely impressed. I was like, I had no idea. I didn't know the guy. Somebody had invited me, and I watched it. The guy has a great voice. He's the bass player for Y&T, and I can't think of his name to save my life at the moment. But phenomenal. I mean, I was amazed. And then I've watched a couple other ones, and I'm like, somebody needs to love them enough to say,
no.
Unplugged has more meanings than just an acoustic set. But it is cool to be able to see people. I do like the ability to see people in a different venue, different light, different type of way to communicate that way, because you're right. Being in an arena is a cool thing. And I don't know how many times I've been to an arena and went with somebody and didn't speak to them from the time the show started till after it ended. That you don't talk, you just rock out, and then it's over. And it's like, what'd you think? It's like,
I think there's no comparison. I mean, as a spectator, I mean, just the sound and then the energy flowing off the stage, you can't get that off of a camera, off of a TV set, whatever. And as a performer, there's not going to be that energy from the band as when you're looking out onto a crowd that's into what you're doing. You're going to perform so much better. And then, like I say, just the energy of the crowd, the flowing from the band, and just the live sound. There's just no comparison. Live anyway. Got to be live.
Tyson Leslie, we've had him on the show before, and he had posted on Facebook one day last week about, it was kind of, I think the word he might have used was disheartening, because, he's been doing those live stream shows, and without crowd reaction, you can't read the crowd because you can't see the crowd, so am I bombing here? Am I doing fine? How's,
Exactly. And you feed off of that. I mean,
tough on both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're reacting to you, you look out there and you see their faces. I mean, it just pulls more out of you. So there's just no way to replace that feeling.
And it also tells you, maybe I shouldn't be doing these songs. Maybe I should be doing these songs instead.
That's true.
Read the crowd wrong.
Well,
Well, like I said, no, I've been listening to your new record, and there's some good tunes on there. I do. It's pretty good, like that. Harder.
So are there?
Faster, one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
So are there some highlights that you guys want to talk about from the new record, or are there certain things certain songs that you really like? This is, when I wrote this, or when we wrote this, this was what we really thought would be a great tune, and why, or anything like that.
Chuck, you want to throw?
Well, what I've listened, I'm a little biased, but this album, I mean, it's like I said before, this is a windows down, stereo cranked up album to me. I can go out on the country road, roll the windows down, Bluetooth, it's the car stereo speaker, and to me, it's just. And every time I listen to it, it's a different favorite song. I mean, Harder, Faster is killer. I Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. I mean, I like that one. Chasing Your Dreams, that's another great. I think there's a lot of good stuff on it. We go from one extreme. There's hard rockers on it, and there's a couple ballads on there too. And I mean, I like it. I can't just say this is my favorite one, because tomorrow it will change.
Yeah, I agree. I think of course, when you give birth to something, you don't see the ugliness in it, I guess. It's all good to you, but we write by inspiration. I think we don't try to necessarily just, okay, we're going to write a song, let's make up. I think all the songs have some meaning or heart to it. There's a song in there called Opie, which is, of course, is dedicated to the opioid problem we have today. And if you listen to that, it's pretty deep, because the band all has people that have been greatly affected by that. And we, there's a lot of heart and soul in that song. And, even to the faster songs, we love to ride motorcycles and have a good time. And Party USA, I mean, we have a good time. And it's all, it's like I say, all the songs come with a meaning behind it, and we got heart in them, in all of them. We really do.
We don't write for an exercise. I mean, I think these songs they do say something. So
That's cool. Do you have, like, when you was it all written before you went into the studio, where you just went in and said, okay, here's our songs we got, or was there some that while you were recording an idea popped up and then it came from the recording sessions? You know what I'm saying? Or
we got that. We took them. We had our bases of all the songs down, but when we tracked them, we'd go back and listen to them. Party USA, when Dave sings about the ball dropping in New York City, we thought, hey, it sounds great to put the crowd in behind going countdown. That was a spur of the moment in the studio idea, and it did it, and it sounded. We left it. That stuff, those little stuff like that. We'd go back and listen to them and talk around, but some of those ideas popped up in the studio like that on that one. So the motorcycle on Harder, Faster, it is about riding a motorcycle, and it needed motorcycle sounds in it. So Joe he dropped those in on them in the perfect places. And for the most part,
get that Evel Knievel wind up thing?
Hey, good idea for video.
I got that's one right back here on the amp. I just got it in the mail 2 days ago. That might be
I had
cool. Got to borrow that.
Yeah, if you had that when you were a kid, raise your hand.
I didn't. That's why I bought mine. I bought one. I didn't have one.
I'll stay at Snake River Canyon cycle.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Well, it's like I said, we enjoy listening to it and everything. I said it'll be out here in 2 weeks, 2 3 weeks.
Yeah. The first week of June, you should see it on the site and be able to get it electronically somewhere along there. And like I say, thank goodness there should be no more delays. From this epidemic, I think we're past all of that. So that's what they're telling us. So, matter of fact, as soon as we'll be sending y'all guys some some discs out. So y'all, Chuck, get your addresses and we'll get all those to you. And like I say, we're looking forward to getting it out and getting the plan again. It's been a while for us as well. It's ready to go. I think we're even looking at anything right now, if it's even charity or whatever. We're ready to play. We're ready to rock.
Right on. Well,
Cool.
before we get out of here, pimp your website and social media.
Well, you can find us at 8ballrocks.com. That's where our main website is, and 8Ball Rocks You. That's on. We find us on Facebook. You can look up 8Ball Rocks. We're all over Spotify, iTunes, and CD Baby, and like all the digital outlets like that also. So we're out there.
Yeah.
Let
us plug too. You know, I don't. Maybe mention this, but you know, we're a live show band. I mean, we're a high energy band, and we travel. We've got the full setup. We can bring full PA. We got the full light show. We got the full stage gear. So, you know, anyone's looking for a complete act, we're not going to come in and ask for a PA. We can bring it all. So, we've got the touring equipment. So, we're ready to go. Ready to rock.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks for being on the show. People, visit us on 80sofrock.com. Check out our socials and past episodes and all that good stuff. And until next time, peace out. Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.